Portworx has built into it knowledge of the AWS compute and storage infrastructure. It's aware of different EC2 instance types. It's aware of different EBS volume types, provision IOPS, GP2, IO optimized. So via CSI, the end user can provide a specification for the storage properties that they need, which will in turn be consumed by both Kubernetes and Portworx to provide the necessary storage resources. This accomplishes not having to have a storage administrator go in and manually provide the storage and fulfill the storage spec. The developer can simply talk to Kubernetes, provide the storage specifications, and CSI will talk to the storage provider in the back.
Several financial service companies are doubling down on AWS and hybrid to run their mission-critical databases. The core needs of these companies are around performance and resiliency that Portworx Enterprise provides. They also want a solution that provides backup and data protection from the get-go, and PX Backup serves their need for doing that.
When you bring in an enterprise class orchestrator and a solution like Portworx, we're standardizing that across the board to give you policy-based backups without having to custom create scripts to facilitate this.
For EKS, you can have multiple clusters within the same region, even across different availability zones. We can synchronously replicate the data. If you want to do replication across the different geographical regions, you can say, to make an example up, every 15 minutes, make sure that these two clusters are synchronized. And because this is happening asynchronously, there is no impact to the source application cluster.
Customers who would like to have their production workloads in Amazon EKS, they are also looking for an options to automatically backup and restore their applications. Amazon EKS, along with the Portworx backup and restore options, gives the capability to quickly back up into Amazon Simple Storage Service.
And Portworx, again, leveraging the same backplane that it uses to perform DR, will allow you to take a snapshot of your Kubernetes, of your EKS cluster, to a dormant object store. Obviously, if you're running in Amazon, you would potentially use Amazon's S3. So you can have entire backups of your Kubernetes cluster sitting in S3.
Portworx has something called as a Portworx Autopilot that helps you to monitor the storage utilization, and it brings an auto scalability nature of the storage, and hence you can also optimize the cost for utilizing elastic block storage for you.
Portworx is very cognizant of how much state and storage can cost in the cloud. Portworx can cost-effectively manage how the EBS drives are allocated, how much it's consuming for those drives. You can use Portworx to thinly provision storage. The general rule of thumb is you get an IOP for every gigabyte provisioned. If I want to run that database and it's going to consume 100 gigabytes and I physically allocate just that small of a volume, I'm going to get really poor IOPS associated with it. So what you would end up doing is maybe going and purchasing a terabyte drive to get 1,000 IOPS. So you're severely over-provisioned. What Portworx does is, because it's a virtualization layer and it is managing the EBS drives in the back, it will cost-effectively only allocate physically how much storage you're consuming. And it can carve that up to provide the level of IOPS you want across hundreds or thousands of containers without Portworx having to physically allocate that many drives.